Spring Falls, Maine, there's only one person that rides into town on a motor scooter. That would be Ray. Only one market that serves a 6-foot hero. That would be Maggie's. And only one non-prescription mouthwash has been accepted by the American Dental Association for its help in preventing and reducing plaque and gingivitis, an early reversible gum disease. That would be Listerine Antiseptic. The folks at Listerine were proud to announce it, and most folks felt better than ever about using it.
I don't believe this! It's the cops, man! Cops are on strike, stupid!
Peace, officer. Think it over, Creed.
Robocop 2, coming this summer to theaters everywhere.
Ever since Unisom, people have abandoned their old sleep medicine. Why? Because they want to fall asleep fast and sleep better all night. And in medical tests, people fell asleep faster with Unisom than without, and slept better all night. Tonight, join the millions who've switched to Unisom. Take Unisom for faster, better sleep.
We got their laundry money.
What can 3 honest cops buy with $22 million?
We could buy our own country.
Trouble. Lots of trouble.
Even if we did this every day, you know where we'd be?
Yeah, we'd be dead.
Tell me where the money is. You tried to hurt my family.
But there's no backing down when you're the last of the finest. Rated R. Starts Friday, March 9th at theaters everywhere.
Time to walk the dog.
Hi.
It's funny how we're always leaving at the same time.
Crisp, clean Dentyne. We'll take care of your breath. The rest is up to you.
Martin Sheen stars in The Believers, tonight's movie special on 2. Parental discretion advised.
Mexico.
Come to where the sun warms your spirit and the people warm your heart. Come, feel the warmth of Mexico.
Hi, can I help you?
Yeah, I'm looking for a Cherokee.
Right this way.
But this is an Isuzu Trooper.
It's a much better buy.
It is?
The Trooper has 4-wheel disc brakes. Cherokee doesn't.
I didn't know that.
The Trooper has more cargo space.
Really?
And sells for about $1,000 less.
You're kidding.
Here, take a test drive.
Sure is lucky I ran into you.
Oh, I wouldn't call it luck.
Now, Isuzu's Sail into the 90s Factory Cash could save you up to $1,000 on a Trooper. Hey, guess what? There's a new choice in milk.
Hold that.
It's called Extra Light because it's only 1%.
Great.
That's half the fat of low-fat milk. So now those who love the taste of milk can enjoy it in a whole new light.
Beautiful.
Extra Light 1% milk, the light new way to do your body good.
Coming Saturday and Sunday, April 7th and 8th from 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. Tri-City's Great Outdoors Sale. Huge savings on patio furniture, gaming tables, barbecue, hunting, camping, and fishing equipment, water skis, bicycles, exercise equipment, and more. It all starts Saturday and Sunday, April 7th and 8th. But for now, we need the room, so we're having our final snow ski sale of the season. Save 40 to 70% off on every single snow ski item in stock. Save on all skis, boots, bindings, bibs, pants, sweaters, hats, gloves, racks, and chains. This is the final snow ski sale with the lowest prices of the season. Only at Tri-City, the world's largest sporting goods and patio furniture store.
Finally. Time for Wrigley Spearmint Gum.
Wrigley Spearmint? What is Wrigley Spearmint?
Well, it's pure chewing satisfaction.
Please register. It's cool and refreshing. Chewing enjoyment goes on and on.
Total.
Wrigley Spearmint is pure chewing satisfaction.
Everybody ought to check this out.
Wrigley Spearmint, pure chewing satisfaction.
This is going to be a whole new experience.
The Air Force is looking for a few good recruits.
These are monkeys.
And Matthew Broderick has been elected top banana.
Experimental pilot performance project.
He discovers a world gone mad.
If anybody knew that I even talked to you, I could be charged with treason.
And uncovers an experiment gone out of control.
It's gonna fall. How many do we have to kill?
Garrett. Matthew Broderick. Project X.
Friday at 8 on Channel 2. There's only one 2. Due to the mature theme of this film, parental discretion is advised.
Mark and Jesse have a new house. A fun house. Cat house.
He looks nauseous.
Pool house.
We're here.
Animal house. Outhouse. Open house. Nut house.
We're not insane. We're from New Jersey.
Madhouse. Rated PG-13. Now playing at theaters everywhere.
If you took Alka-Seltzer Plus for your sneezing and congestion, there's something you should know. Contac maximum strength caplets work twice as long.
Gesundheit.
Until there's a cure, there's Contac.
When it's late and your productivity is falling off, you can splash a little water on your face, or better yet, revive with Vivarin. Government-appointed experts say it works. And all you need is one glass of water. So revive with Vivarin.
They were good friends.
Me and Ricky are going swimming.
And good cops. But after a cover-up cost from a partner's life,
We're talking major drug money here.
Look, man, we're on our own on this one.
they leave the force and become a force all their own.
We know we're the best. And now we've got to prove it.
We got their laundry money.
Tell me where the money is.
There's no backing down for the last of the finest. Rated R. Starts Friday, March 9th at theaters everywhere.
Dentists warn, the #1 dental problem isn't cavities, it isn't tartar, it's plaque. Building up on your teeth every day. And most people just don't brush well enough to get enough plaque off their teeth, especially in hard-to-reach places. The problem is plaque. The solution is Plax. Plax, with its patented formula, is specifically designed to remove plaque. Plax, original flavor and soft mint, a solution for America's #1 dental problem.
Since the beginning of time, Satan has worked to create the perfect killer. One who kills many without reason. One who cannot be stopped. Today, that man exists. Be warned. The First Power. Lou Diamond Phillips. Rated R. Starts Friday, April 6th.
Good evening. Without warning, a fire broke out in a luxury hotel in Cairo, Egypt early today, killing at least 16 people and injuring about 70 others. Some of the 1,000 guests in the hotel were trapped in their rooms. A full report tonight at 10. And one of the year's most eagerly anticipated films opens tomorrow. Tonight, our movie reviewer Bob Shaw will tell us if it's all been worth waiting for. The Hunt for Red October. We'll have more right after this.
I have come and gone again and again.
I have ties to many people and memories. I remember when I saw my first American city.
And the last time I saw my country.
I miss my family, my friends.
So I called again and again.
Introducing AT&T Reach Out World. The only way to get so much of the world while lowering your international phone bill by 20%. Now it's easy to say hello again and again for less.
Dozens of aftershocks continue to shake Southern California, and the damage to some areas from yesterday's quake is greater than anyone first imagined. Andy Rooney will be speaking his mind once again on 60 Minutes this Sunday night, and someone wants to build a high-rise hotel at the end of a runway at SFO. I'm Elaine Corral. We'll have those stories, all the news, tonight at 10.
Felix Popo. Upon graduation from Escoffier, some of these culinary masters go to London or Rome. Andre Legault. Others go to sea and work their magic on Norwegian Cruise Line. No cruise line caters to food the way we do. The pleasure ships of Norwegian Cruise Line. The
nothing of the chocolate cake.
A la Andre Legault.
When things start to wear you down, reach for something that'll pick you up. Introducing Coors Rocky Mountain Sparkling Water. It starts high in the snow-capped reaches of the Rockies. So clean, so naturally invigorating, it bubbles with pure energy. New Coors Rocky Mountain Sparkling Water. The more you drink it down, the more it picks you up.
Hi, I'm trying to find Marshall.
Well, good luck. I know that way.
No matter where you go in Northern California, you'll find Toyota is the #1 selling import. Maybe it's because Toyota makes better cars or better deals, like 15 Tercel and Corolla models under $10,000. Probably it's a little of both.
Well, there they go. Nice car. Wonder where they're going. They don't know. You know, I've always wondered where Marshall is.
The important thing is we're as lost as he is.
Bay Area people, we're a lot like you. We never forget who's the boss. We're married with children too. Well, there's only one you, and there's only one you. Well, there's only one you.
This Saturday at Emporium, find store-wide savings for one day only. Shop 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. at Emporium. In a word, it's not to be missed.
Due to the mature theme of this film, parental discretion is advised.
Warning, what happened to John Larroquette in Kirstie Alley could happen to anyone who dares to think.
It's just house guests. It'll be fun.
You look nauseous.
I am talking about house guests from hell.
Madhouse. Misery is company.
You touch me, I sue you.
Rated PG-13. Now playing at theaters everywhere.
Aren't most mouthwashes the same? They're just freshen breath.
Wrong. Listermint with fluoride strengthens your teeth, too.
Hey, I don't need fluoride. My teeth are strong enough.
Wrong. Not in areas between teeth where your toothbrush can't reach. You need Listermint with fluoride. Listermint penetrates the vulnerable enamel between teeth and rebuilds it to make teeth stronger.
Listermint will make me a better kisser.
Possibly, but it will definitely freshen breath and strengthen teeth. Listermint with fluoride.
That's right.
I don't believe this! It's the cops, man! Cops are on strike, stupid!
Peace, officer. Think it over, Creed.
Robocop 2, coming this summer to theaters everywhere.
People don't chew Trident just because more dentists and their families chew Trident than all other sugarless gums combined. They chew it for a more important reason. They like the taste.
Cut the duck.
The bus is coming!
Trident, all that good stuff and great taste, too.
Millions of people in the prime of their lives have used Bengay to help relieve minor arthritis pain. You've just been looking at two of them. Bengay, relieving arthritis pain for nearly a century.
Here's an eye drop so refreshing you won't believe your eyes.
Wow.
It's Visine Extra. It gets the red out while an extra medication cools, soothes, moisturizes, and protects. Get Visine Extra.
Martin Sheen stars in The Believers, tonight's movie special on 2. Parental discretion advised.
The Russian disappeared.
Invisible.
This thing could park a couple of 100 warheads off Washington and New York.
Stolen.
He's defecting.
The Russians know this, which is why they've been trying to sink him for the past 2 days.
The hunt is on.
Now you want us to help you hunt him down, kill him.
Battle stations.
Give the man a chance.
From the director of Die Hard.
Torpedo is an acquisition!
From the best-selling novel by Tom Clancy.
We sail into history.
The Hunt for Red October, rated PG, starts Friday, March 2nd at theaters everywhere.
Find hour after hour of savings. at Circuit City's Marathon Sale. Save on this 5-inch black and white portable TV with electronic tuning, now just $39. Or take home this Whirlpool 2-cycle large capacity washer, now an incredibly low $279. Don't miss hour after hour of incredible savings. It's the Marathon Sale at Circuit City, where service is state-of-the-art.
Wow, this cleaning's taking forever.
Oh, it's not going too well, is it? You mean you're not done yet?
We're not even close.
Some people have not yet tried Tartar Control Crest.
I can't believe this.
And some people have. That was easy, because Tartar Control Crest can help make cleaning easier.
A new world's record, eh?
After all, it is the toothpaste more dentists recommend. Highly commendable.
Great. See you later.
Tartar Control Crest. It's hard on tartar and easy on you.
Do I get a lollipop?
You may not realize it, but when you designed your home, you used Contac engineering. You put the table within reach of the chair within reach of the lamp. Special touches that make home feel just right. You'll find those same special touches in Mazda's MPV, created with Contac engineering. So feel an MPV and feel right at home. Mazda.
It just feels right.
Germany, the country that makes the best beer in the world, now makes the best light beer in the world. New DriBeck's Light from Beck's. 96 calories, 100% German.
Due to the mature theme of this film, parental discretion is advised.
John Larroquette.
It's just house guests. Maybe we're in some vacation guide to the dam.
Kirstie Alley.
How do you handle stress?
Find the source of the stress and break his legs.
I'm not in the mood.
Way over here.
See them at the Madhouse. Rated PG-13.
I am in complete control.
Now playing at theaters everywhere.
I eat sausage with onions with your president, and my wife is telling me get lost. So, I'll take a Clorets.
Hello, my little babushka.
Only Clorets has Actazole with chlorophyll. Gets rid of bad breath fast.
I ate a tuna on rye with a couple of onions, and now I could yell fire. Nobody'd come to my rescue. So I take a Clorets.
You called? Only Clorets has Actazole with chlorophyll. Gets rid of bad breath fast.
We got their laundry money.
What can 3 honest cops buy with $22 million?
We could buy our own country.
Trouble. Lots of trouble.
Even if we did this every day, you know where we'd be?
Yeah, we'd be dead.
Tell me where the money is. You tried to hurt my family.
But there's no backing down when you're the last of the finest. Rated R. Starts Friday, March 9th at theaters everywhere.
It hurts. Sinus pressure and headache. It really, really hurts. A painkiller alone can't stop it. A nasal decongestant alone can't stop it. Sinutab can stop it. Sinutab combines the painkiller in Tylenol with the decongestant in Sudafed to give you more than either one alone. Sinutab is the #1 sinus medicine for a good reason. It stops the pain. It stops the pain. Sinutab stops the pain.
Since the beginning of time, Satan has worked to create the perfect killer. One who kills many without reason. One who cannot be stopped. Today, that man exists. Be warned. The First Power. Lou Diamond Phillips. Rated R. Starts Friday, April 6th.
Your day begins with the bare necessities. Lubriderm lotion, created for dermatologists, absorbs quickly, every day, everywhere. Lubriderm, your bare necessity.
There's only one little mint that's sugar-free. Certs Mini Mint. Sugar-free Certs Mini Mints. Why, some people are more attractive than others.
Martin Sheen stars in The Believers, tonight's movie special on 2. Parental discretion advised.
Hi, want to save $1 million? It's easy. Just buy 1,000 Isuzu Troopers at $13.5 million, and generous factory cash can help you save $1 million. Of course, you could buy just one and save up to $1,000. But remember, the more you buy, the more you could save. So think big. Buy 1,000,000 Troopers and save $1 billion. You have my word on it.
Now, Isuzu Sail into the 90s Factory Cash could save you up to $1,000 on a Trooper.
Something's bugging me, Jack.
What?
We don't fly for Pan Am, but we're sent to Pan Am for training.
A lot of pilots are. Pan Am is that good.
And we send our planes to Pan Am for maintenance.
Well, they have one of the best maintenance centers in the world.
Another thing, Pan Am even has the richest frequent traveler program.
So?
So what if Pan Am starts advertising, telling everybody everything we've been talking about?
Pan Am would never do that.
Pan Am. We're flying better than ever.
I like California scenery and California fun, California music and California sun. But when it comes to beer, got my own point of view. I head for the Rockies, it's the natural thing to do. If you like your beer fresh, pure, and natural, head for the Rockies and the original taste of Coors. And tap an ice-cold Coors with a friend of yours. Coors, the Rocky Mountain legend.
Saturday on Cops.
Who did this?
This guy right here. I have 25 names of people that watched him beat him up.
A fight breaks out at a club on the Sunset Strip.
He didn't want to leave. He put up a fight. He tried to hit me. Who kicked him? I don't know. I didn't see nobody kick him.
And witnesses charge the bouncers with brutality.
Everyone's pointing the manager. Everybody. He's probably inside. That's why I want some more backup. They're all bouncers. I want backup here now.
Saturday at 8 on Channel 2. Due to the mature theme of this film, parental discretion is advised.
In the East Bay tonight, hundreds of law enforcement officers went on a massive sweep in Richmond looking for drugs and weapons. In some cases, the damage turned out to be worse than expected from yesterday's scary quake in Southern California. And 16 people die in a fire at a luxury hotel in Cairo that trapped guests in their rooms. All the news up next at 10.
Must have been something I hate.
Coming Saturday and Sunday, April 7th and 8th from 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. Tri-Cities Great Outdoors Sale. Huge savings on patio furniture, gaming tables, barbecue, hunting, camping, and fishing equipment, water skis, bicycles, exercise equipment, and more. It all starts Saturday and Sunday, April 7th and 8th. But for now, we need the room, so we're having our final snow ski sale of the season. Save 40 to 70% off on every single snow ski item in stock. Save on all skis, boots, bindings, bibs, pants, sweaters, hats, gloves, racks, and chains. This is the final snow ski sale with the lowest prices of the season. Only at Tri-City, the world's largest sporting goods and patio furniture store.
Tom, got time for chili?
Oh, I love it, but
Denison's chili? You can make it in the microwave now.
Oh, it wouldn't taste the same. Aren't microwave foods different from regular?
Not Denison's, only the package is different. Each helping comes in a throwaway bowl, airtight. But it's the same beef, the same beans, same spices, same thick chili.
Denison's, now 90 seconds from start to chili.
We can show you at Home Depot. We can help your dreams come true. So much to see, so much to know, so much in store for you.
At Home Depot, low prices are just the beginning. We have experts in every department who can help you with whatever you need. And our Home Depot people not only know what they're doing, they like what they're doing.
When you're with us at Home Depot, you'll feel right at home.
Tomorrow night at 8, Matthew Broderick leads a group of government chimps to safety after they're marked for death in a top-secret experiment. Don't miss Project X, our Friday night movie special. Tonight's news is next.
We're opening the doors to 2 hot new clubs. Introducing McDonald's McChicken Club with tender all-white meat and Quarter Pounder Club with lean, juicy beef, both with hickory smoked bacon, cool lettuce, red ripe tomato, and mayo, stacked up on a sesame seed bun club style. So go out for the hot new taste of McChicken Club. Out now for a sizzling Quarter Pounder Club. But shake it. Before long, the hottest clubs in town will be gone.
Hi, I'm trying to find Marshall.
Well, good luck. I know that down that way.
No matter where you go in Northern California, you'll find Toyota's the #1 selling import. Maybe it's because Toyota makes better cars or better deals, like 15 Tercel and Corolla models under $10,000. Probably it's a little of both.
Well, there they go. Nice car. Wonder where they're going. They don't know. You know, I've always wondered where Marshall is.
The important thing is we're as lost as he is.
This Saturday at Emporium. Find store-wide savings for one day only. Shop 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. at Emporium. In a word, it's not to be missed.
For real-life police drama, right along with genuine officers on the job. Cops, Saturday at 8 on Channel 2.
Aftershocks continue in Southern California as residents assess the damage. We'll show you the city that took the brunt of it. Police in Richmond go on a massive sweep tonight in a crackdown on illegal weapons and drugs. A report out today tells us exactly why the Cypress structure fell in the quake of '89. It may have been as few as 2 freeway columns that failed. 6.5 years ago, the city of Coalinga changed forever, and residents are still haunted by memories of that earth-shattering experience. We'll have a special report. Those stories, all the news on this Thursday night, March 1st, 1990.
Live from Channel 2 and first in the Bay Area, this is the award-winning Teleblock News, the #1 primetime newscast in the country.
Good evening. I'm Elaine Corral. Dennis Richmond is on vacation. It's been one aftershock after another in Southern California today, and as we remember only too well, aftershocks are right up there as one of life's most nerve-rattling experiences. In some cases, the aftershocks measuring more than 2.3 have been hitting within minutes or seconds of each other. And while the shaking continues, the damage is still being assessed. Earlier today, the city of Pomona, which declared a state of emergency, estimated damage at $20 million. That estimate has now been downgraded to $10 million. But scores of homes and buildings throughout Southern California sit in structural limbo tonight. They're integrity suspect. Lloyd LaQuesta spent last night and all day today in Los Angeles County, and he shows us what that 5.5 jolt did yesterday.
On Mount Baldy, near the earthquake's epicenter, about 40 miles east of downtown Los Angeles, snowplows spent the day clearing landslides off the roads. The ground was still shaking today. Aftershock sent more rocks rolling down the steep slopes of the San Gabriel Mountains. And people were still talking about what happened yesterday.
It sounded like a freight train right in your living room. all the mountain that you see around here, I mean, their stuff was coming down. We have one structure back in the village here that a rock came off the side of the hill here, and it's about half the size of a desk, about the size of half of a desk. And it came through the guy's back wall.
The owner of the house was not home when the rock came crashing in, and he hadn't returned by today. Big boulders like this one may have persuaded mountain residents to stay in the flatlands for a while. This rock bounced before caving in part of the roadway. In the community of Laverne, a 75-foot-long brick wall of an auto supply warehouse caved in. 60 employees were inside at the time. All got out safely. $3 million of merchandise is stranded until the roof can be shored up.
The wall just kind of shook for a little bit and just started crumbling down. As you can see the way it fell there, the only thing that was holding the wall up was some bolts about 2 feet apart at the top, and of course the foundation at the bottom. And the mortar in between and the bricks was so old it just crumbled down. It just didn't fall over in a piece because there were cars even parked right here, and not one car got hit with a brick.
A home furnishing store in Upland was hard hit. Pottery broke and the showroom was still in disarray today. This store, like many in the area, did not have earthquake insurance. Damage to the store put at $40,000.
It was like a total explosion. It was louder than anything I've ever heard. Everything just was shaking. It felt like someone just picked up the whole building and just threw it down. It was incredible. It was so scary. I'm getting scared talking about it again.
While damage in this area, known as the Inland Empire, may total more than $20 million, the region was relatively unscathed. No one was seriously injured. Most of the buildings here are new. It was the older structures that took most of the beatings. No homes came off their foundations, but quite a number of brick chimneys fell. People today talked about watching television reports of the Bay Area's earthquake 5 months ago and knowing full well that all of California is quake country.
Well, anything's possible, sure. You're right in a good area for a good shaker. With the San Andreas Fault over there and then all the minor faults going along the base of the mountain up there.
It's believed this quake was centered at the juncture of the Sierra Madre and Cucamonga faults, an area peppered with seismic monitoring instruments. Scientists will now scramble all over these mountains looking for more answers that might help predict when the big one will come. While this earthquake has caused a lot of excitement here in Southern California, it really does pale in comparison to what happened in the San Francisco Bay Area on October 17th. To be specific, the Loma Prieta earthquake, seismologists say, was 60 times stronger than this one. And yet this one was strong enough to bring down boulders like this. Atop Mount Baldy in Los Angeles County, Lloyd LaCuesta for the 10 o'clock news.
In the East Bay city of Richmond tonight, a massive police operation is underway. More than 200 law enforcement officers from all over the state are participating in a sweep of West Richmond. More than 50 people have already been arrested, some being booked right now. It's a huge sweep targeting illegal drugs, weapons, and other criminal activity. Leslie Griffith is standing by in Richmond right now with a live report. Leslie.
Elaine, police say that this was the largest drug sweep in Bay Area history. So many people were arrested here tonight that police are having to book them in the Kaiser Permanente parking lot where we are right now. They're taking them by bus to jail. At least 60 suspects have been arrested so far. Just a few minutes ago, dozens more were standing in line waiting to be booked. Now, let me show you some of what went on here tonight. 230 officers descended on West Richmond with helicopters, SWAT teams, and drug-sniffing dogs. They covered 2 miles of West Richmond, and virtually everywhere you looked here tonight, someone was being searched and someone was being arrested. Now, as we show you these pictures, keep in mind that many of these people that you see here were not guilty of anything. They just happened to be in the wrong place at the wrong time. Many of them were in local bars where officers had search warrants, and they were taken out when the officers went in. There was a search warrant for the Alphas Bar, the Tampico Bar, a place called the Flashback Bar, and numerous other places. Police had already worked sting operations at many of these bars for months and said that other undercover officers had purchased narcotics there. They also raided several crack houses and prostitution rings. We're not sure at this point how much drugs or weapons were found. Police say that they will tell us that tomorrow. Now, when you look at these pictures, keep in mind that many of the people being searched are kids. They are 12, 13, 14-year-olds. That's why we aren't showing you many of their faces, but police say that many of them, these young kids, were found in local bars, some found in crack houses.
Well, what we're seeing with the pupils is we're checking for people under the influence of cocaine, which is a crime in and of itself, and there will be a number of arrests made for that. The dogs are specially trained narcotics dogs. We're going to use those in the search warrants because sometimes the people can hide narcotics in strange places, and the dogs can find that quite easily. We've got 5 narcotics dogs out here to do that.
A lot of young kids are into drugs, not no heavy drugs, they're just into light drugs and things. I mean, you ain't going to be able to stop it.
That last man, Melvin Mason, owns the Flashback Bar. That was one of the places that was raided tonight. There were ambulances standing by tonight in Richmond during the raid. Officers from Pinole, Berkeley, Contra Costa County Sheriff's Department, Albany, Richmond, officers from the Department of Corrections, the Tactical Narcotics Team, the Alcohol and Beverage Commission, El Cerrito Police, all of them were here, everybody helping. John Muir Hospital was on alert in case of emergencies, and at last count, as we said, about 60 suspects were arrested tonight. Now, one of the motivating factors behind this raid tonight was the death of a 17-year-old girl. She was shot in Richmond in January while she was standing on a street corner. Police, for the first time, have released the picture of the suspect in that murder. It is 20-year-old Stephen Dossman. He lived here in Richmond, police say, in the 1300 block of Filbert. He is wanted for murder. So, Elaine, the suspects have been arrested. They have been taken to jail by bus, and it has been anything but a quiet night here in Richmond.
Sounds like all of the arrests were without incident, Leslie?
Yes, it was very fortunate. At one point, we got a report that a young woman was having a heart attack. Police brought an ambulance in, and there was a helicopter waiting to take her away, but apparently it was not a heart attack. She was having an anxiety attack. She was seeing many of her friends getting arrested. So other than that, it was relatively quiet.
All right, thanks very much, Leslie, for that live report. The saying, if you can't beat 'em, join 'em, might be turned around to, if you can't beat 'em, buy 'em. We're referring to a string of motels along MacArthur Boulevard in East Oakland. Police say prostitution and drug dealing are going on in those motels, that they're nothing more than havens for crime. But a group of Baptist ministers think they've come up with a way to turn things around. They started buying up the motels. Randy Shandabell reports.
A drive along MacArthur Boulevard in East Oakland can be an eye-opening experience. Clusters of people hanging out in front of countless run-down motels.
From 106th to 23rd Avenue on MacArthur, it's probably about 25 to 30 motels. And I say 95% of the motels that's on MacArthur is used for prostitution, drugs.
There was a time when this boulevard was a main thoroughfare for travelers going up and down the state. Back then, families used the motels. But when the MacArthur Freeway was built in the 1960s, all the travelers started speeding on by. And the dealers and hookers meandered on in. So a year ago, the minister at the Greater Emmanuel Baptist Church at 94th and MacArthur came up with an idea that suddenly seems to be catching on. The church borrowed some Oakland redevelopment money to buy the Empire Motel next door and convert it to drug-free, low-income housing. The plan is working so well that yesterday, a union of Baptist ministers borrowed more money to buy and convert the Suncrest Motel across the street. And the ministers plan to buy more motels soon.
We will not eliminate it totally, but at least we can bring it down to a minimum.
The ministers plan to repay the loans from rent money collected from the tenants, about $400 a month. The rooms are designed as temporary housing. Counseling is part of the deal.
They're having hard times out in society. They can come here, they can have affordable rent, their utilities are paid, they can work or go to school, get themselves on their feet, and then go.
I lost my job, so I lost my place, and the church has taken me in, and they've been very helpful for me. I've really turned my life over. I was a cocaine, marijuana user, and they have completely turned my life around.
Better environment. My kids get outside and play now. It sure do.
City officials know they'll have to come up with a lot of redevelopment money to clean up all the motels, about $500,000 to $1 million apiece. But they say it's possible within 10 years.
Everything you do is going to be risky, and we're willing to assume the risk because we think the benefits outweigh the risk.
83 blocks is a long stretch of road to clean up, but now there's a start. In Oakland, Randy Shandabell for the 10 o'clock news.
In news of the world tonight, in the city of Srinagar in the Kashmir region of India, government troops opened fire on nearly 1 million Muslim protesters today. At least 60 people were killed and dozens of others wounded. This was the worst violence in the mostly Muslim region since the secession movement began 2 years ago. The violence started when hundreds of thousands of people poured into Srinagar to demand independence from India. In Egypt, a fire fed by strong winds swept through a luxury hotel in Cairo early this morning and burned for 9 hours. 16 people died, including one American. 70 others were injured. The fire broke out in a tent in a restaurant attached to the Sheraton Hotel. High winds quickly spread the smoke and embers throughout the hotel. There were no sprinklers or fire alarms. Egyptian law does not require them, although most hotels are equipped with such safety devices. And across Ethiopia, some 4 million people are facing starvation. Unlike 1984, the cause this time is not drought and famine, but a civil war. In the last few weeks, tens of thousands of grain and other relief supplies and trucks have been destroyed in a battle for a port city. Relief agencies are now asking various rebel groups to help get the supplies to the starving people since the government has been unable to provide any help. Straight ahead on the 10 o'clock news, a Texas court passes judgment on skinheads accused of racially motivated attacks. And a threatened bus strike could make it tough on Bay Area commuters tomorrow morning. We'll be right back.
MasterCard. At any given moment, wherever you happen to be, you can count on MasterCard. Because with nearly 3 times the acceptance of American Express and 5 times the number of places to get cash, one thing is certain. No other card helps you master more moments than MasterCard. Wherever the moment may find you, MasterCard. Master the moment.
Reason number 17 to see your Nissan dealer now. $1,000 cash back direct from Nissan on the fun and reliable Sentra Standard. That means right now you pay only $63.99. See your nearest Nissan dealer now, where satisfaction is standard equipment. Reason number 24 to see your Nissan dealer now. $1,200 cash back direct from Nissan on the rugged standard hardbody 4x2. That means right now you pay only $69.49. See your nearest Nissan dealer now, where satisfaction is standard equipment.
I have come and gone again and again.
I have ties to many people and memories. I remember when I saw my first American city.
And the last time I saw my country.
I miss my family, my friends.
So I call again and again.
Introducing AT&T Reach Out World. The only way to get so much of the world while lowering your international phone bill by 20%. Now it's easy to say hello again and again for less.
In business tonight, a developer wants to build a new building near the San Francisco airport, and that's got the pilots and the airport up in arms. I'm Brian Banmiller. We'll have that story just ahead.
I want to fly in business class. My company only pays for coach, so I fly business class for the price of coach. It's called beating the system. Of course, you can't do it on just any airline.
In TWA's Frequent Flight Bonus Program, you can get unlimited free upgrades to business class after flying just 5,000 miles, and you don't turn in your miles to get them.
You pay for coach, you sit in business class, and it isn't even your birthday.
Today's TWA. Find out how good we really are.
Come see the difference in Safeway's produce department, where you'll find the highest quality asparagus available. Safeway only buys asparagus that's harvested early when it's completely green, without those tough white sections you can't eat. It's a difference you can taste. Safeway asparagus is always fresh and tender, with tightly closed tips. And at Safeway, you'll save. Our fresh new crop of Lee brand asparagus is just $1.39 a pound. This week, only at Safeway.
This is KTVU Channel 2, your Fox affiliates in the Bay Area.
In the days after Northern California's October 17th earthquake last year, there were many questions on the minds of Bay Area residents, and certainly one of the biggest was this. Why should a freeway some 60 miles from the epicenter collapse? Well, today, what may be the definitive answer to that question finally emerged. 42 people died in the collapse of the Nimitz Freeway superstructure. And today, after months of study, experts agreed that they now know exactly what failed and why. Gary Kauff reports.
The superstructure, moments after last October's devastating quake. This is one of the hundreds of rebar-reinforced concrete columns that held the structure up. And this is one of the weak spots in those columns, the spot. This weakly designed joint, engineers said for the first time today, failed on 2 or more columns and caused the cypress to collapse.
That's where the failure began, at the bottom of the upper column, and that once the concrete began to fall away from the structure, the structure lost its bearing strength and everything came down.
It was kind of doomed if a big earthquake came along, yes. It had many characteristics that would lead to failure.
That was one of the revelations that came out this morning at a hearing held by the Governor's Board of Inquiry on the Loma Prieta quake. Using fancy three-dimensional graphics and some of the world's most powerful computers, the state's foremost engineers and theorists explained what happened to the cypress, why, and how to keep it from happening somewhere else again. Among other things, engineers say they now know at least 2 columns must have given way, because one chunk of freeway in the middle survived. Hence, it couldn't have been just one long domino effect. And what was the weakness in design? The rebar inside the concrete columns was not wrapped with more rebar around it. A film on the construction of the cypress also verifies that.
Though the structure had substantial strength, it was quite brittle, and that, I think, is one of the keys in bringing the structure down.
Then there's the issue of unstable land. This map shows the Oakland shoreline in 1894. The sections of the cypress that fell had been built right on top of what had once been the city's shoreline. Scientists say Caltrans will need to take a close look at other roadways built on fill, especially the Oakland approaches to the Bay Bridge, the ramps leading on and off the bridge in San Francisco, called the Distribution Center, and, of course, the Embarcadero, the cypress structure's double-decker twin, with concrete cracks to match.
just like the ones that brought the Cypress down. The experts' advice, retrofit now.
All I can say is that at this point in time, what they're proposing to do for the Embarcadero structure is better than not doing it at all.
Engineers say they still have a lot of figuring to do. Specifically, they want to compute how much stress the Bay Area's double-decker freeways could stand once they are retrofitted. In other words, how much larger would the Loma Prieta quake have had to have been to bring even a retrofitted freeway down? Scientists say they should have those calculations completed by April. In San Francisco, Gary Cow for the 10 o'clock news.
It's not the first time this has happened, and the last time it caused quite a commotion. A Greyhound strike. At this hour, Greyhound drivers say the biggest bus company in the nation is already shutting down. Contract talks broke down, and drivers are now less than 1 hour away from a strike. Strike will affect 60,000 daily riders nationwide and thousands of commuters in the Bay Area. But in the Bay Area, people apparently aren't prepared. And the prediction is a bus strike here could develop into a major morning mess. John Fowler is standing by right now with a live report from the Greyhound Depot in Oakland. John.
That's right, Elaine, and here there are apparently some people who are already stranded by this strike, a strike that hasn't even officially started yet. Just a few minutes ago, Greyhound workers locked the doors to the terminal. Passengers bound for Los Angeles were told that they might not board the next bus out, even though the strike is set for midnight. Oakland is one of about 10,000 communities nationwide served by Greyhound, and for the vast majority of those, the bus is the only public transportation in and out of town. Greyhound is also vital to the San Francisco Peninsula public transportation system, a system that, too, is already being affected.
All the schedules are going to be starting to shut down at 10 o'clock. So they will stop rolling long before midnight. Those midnight schedules, some of the 11 o'clock schedules are not going to be met.
Samtrans hires Greyhound drivers to provide Peninsula service for 9,000 daily commuters. And Samtrans says it will stop routes between San Francisco, Palo Alto, Redwood City, and Daly City. Some are predicting a commuter nightmare tomorrow, especially since word hasn't really gotten out about the strike.
I don't heard about it. I don't hear about it.
You're not prepared for it?
I might take the BART.
They still have the 5L running, I know that, so I can get to the BART station.
I've already made inquiries with Carpool and Vanpool.
I'm glad I don't ride very much, just once in a while.
Caltrain is planning to add extra cars, and Samtrans says it will add extra buses on some feeder lines. Samtrans has set up some phone lines to give more detailed information. The strike issue is pay. Drivers say they're making $2 an hour less than they were 7 years ago when new owners took over, demanded and won big pay cuts and other concessions after a strike that lasted a month and a half. The company says it has just barely turned a profit this past year after losing millions and is offering about a 7% raise, but cannot afford the 33% the drivers want. Greyhound has been hiring and training replacement drivers, at least 600 of them, but there are some 6,000 drivers nationwide. Greyhound says that it will try to have some limited service in the next couple of days and hopes to be back to near normal by the end of the month. Drivers are scoffing at that, saying without experienced drivers and mechanics, there's no way that the bus company can run. Now, we should make clear that not all Samtrans buses are affected. Call Samtrans to get the detailed information that you need to get to work in the morning. But nationwide, it appears that tens of thousands of people all over this country are going to have to leave the driving to someone else. Dennis? Elaine?
John, you've covered these Greyhound strikes before. You want to venture a guess? Do you think there'll be an 11th hour settlement?
I would doubt it. They went 48 days last time, and there was a lot of rancorous name-calling on both sides. It appeared to be a pretty tough strike. I've talked to some of the workers who are affected by this strike, and they are very adamant that they will not accept the company's offer, and the company is also adamant that it will not up its offer. They're miles apart.
Okay, John, thanks very much for that live report. In Dallas today, a federal jury found 5 white supremacist young men guilty of racist attacks. The 5 men ranged in age from 19 to 25. Each of them was found guilty of 2 counts of violating the civil rights of minorities. They identified themselves as members of the Confederate Hammerskins skinhead group. and they were accused of a series of attacks on blacks in a Dallas park and of vandalizing Jewish institutions. Each of them now faces 20 years in prison and $500,000 in fines. The prosecution said this should send a clear message to other hate groups.
That this should send a warning across the nation that young racists who believe and advocate violence, they can believe what they want and say what they want, but they better not conspire to vandalize and commit violence, or they'll be prosecuted.
Several other skinheads who said they are not racists were on hand for the trial. Some of them testified against the five, and after the guilty verdicts, they applauded. Andy Rooney returns to CBS's 60 Minutes this Sunday night after serving less than 1 month of the 3-month suspension. CBS suspended the commentator for allegedly making racial remarks to a reporter for a gay newspaper. A CBS spokesman said Rooney will discuss the whole situation on Sunday night's show. CBS News President David Burke said it's time Andy returned to his proper place on 60 Minutes. What Mr. Burke didn't say was why it was time, or if it had anything to do with the fact that the show America's Funniest Home Videos grabbed a bigger audience than 60 Minutes last Sunday night. During Rooney's absence, 60 Minutes has slipped in its overall ratings. CBS is no doubt hoping we'll all tune back in to hear what Andy Rooney has to say about his suspension and then continue tuning in. Still to come tonight on the 10 o'clock news, is the flight path out of San Francisco Airport a good place for a high-rise hotel? Sounds like an easy question to answer, but so far it hasn't been. And up next, we'll have a special report from a California town devastated by an earthquake more than 6 years ago. Has Coalinga come back? We'll be right back.
Skin stress shows all over. Almay relieves skin stress all over. Almay's Stress Tonic mists away skin stress caused by dryness in the environment. Stress Body Moisturizer refreshes all over. Stress Cream virtually erases the fine lines of surface tension. And Stress Eye Gel cools and soothes. Skin stress. Soothe it. Relieve it with hypoallergenic fragrance-free Almay.
Every year, for the last 10 years, the government has conducted a crash course on safety. The class of '89 included one very distinguished graduate, the Audi 100. A car that not only passed the course, but received the best score ever recorded, graduating summa cum laude from the school of hard knocks. The 100 from Audi, the alternate route.
I'm Bob Shaw. Sean Connery plays a renegade Russian who instigates a deadly chain of events in the film version of Tom Clancy's best-selling novel, The Hunt for Red October. I'll have a review later tonight.
Think of all the delicious things that just seem to taste more delicious when they're melted. Well, that's the very idea behind a luscious new sandwich at Jack in the Box.
The ham and turkey melt. Layers of ham and turkey melting with cheddar, melting with Swiss on grilled sourdough. The new ham and turkey melt.
Jack in the Box.
This is going to be a whole new experience.
The Air Force is looking for a few good recruits.
These are monkeys.
And Matthew Broderick has been elected top banana.
Experimental Pilot Performance Project.
He discovers a world gone mad.
If anybody knew that I even talked to you, I could be charged with treason.
And uncovers an experiment gone out of control.
Who's gonna fall? How many do we have to kill? Garrett.
Matthew Broderick. Project X.
Friday at 8 on Channel 2. There's only one 2.
It has been almost 7 years now since a strong earthquake struck a small Central California town that many people had not even heard of before then. Coalinga, about halfway between San Francisco and Los Angeles. The date was May 2nd, 1983. The magnitude was 6.7, big enough to leave Coalinga in ruins. Well, since then, much has been done to help the city and its people recover. But today, all these years later, the recovery is still not complete, and in some ways, it will never be. Randy Shandeville has a special report tonight from Coalinga.
Through the haze, you can see it. A lonely road leading to a town where there is nothing to do. Welcome to Coalinga. Even before the big quake of 1983, this oil-filled town was slow. Now it doesn't seem to move at all. Only the clock tower chimes break the silence. think of the downtown area?
It's a ghost town.
About 7,000 people lived in Coalinga the day the ground shook, and the earthquake affected everyone. It killed no one, but it leveled the downtown area, destroying 56 out of 61 buildings there. Of the city's 2,600 homes, 2,000 suffered extensive damage. 342 were destroyed.
Started going this way, and then it was just like it was twisting down. And man, I'm going every way. And instead of stuff falling out of the cupboard, they were thrown, just like someone had thrown them across. The floor was just really a working. I was praying. I was scared, and I was really praying.
Bus driver Cleona McCormick is one of the thousands of people here who started recovery in a tent. Then she and her family of 5 spent a year in one stuffy motel room. An unscrupulous house builder, one of the many vultures who ripped off Coalinga after the quake, skipped town with the McCormick's insurance money. So the family moved into one of the hundreds of small government trailers to wait yet another year. Now, finally, the McCormicks have a nice new house, but things are not normal.
I still go to bed with my shoes sitting right there where I can slip right into them should we have an earthquake at night. I live in fear every day.
Driving down the street